Guys, give me 1 minute. Let me I accidentally hit the wrong button. Let me get the link to Kala real quick. But everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Dynasty Mirror Search for Hulu. We're about to get the show started right now. Hope your guys' Sunday is going well. I'm sorry, Saturday. Today. Hopefully, you guys' Saturday is going well. And again, thank you so much for joining us this Saturday night. I sent a link to Kala. And so today's let me get situated. Tonight's topic. What's up, waiter? What's up, Michael LeBoy? What's up, John Sanders? So tonight's topic is, why are Black politicians afraid to talk about Black nationhood? Now, Black people who are descendants of the slave trade, who have been here longer than many of the people that are already here, including white people. I mean, it's to the point now that our politicians are so self-defeated that they're throwing us in the same gumbo pot with all other minorities. I mean, it's to the point now where Black people refuse to even, especially these voteps, these voteps have given up on Black people who are descendants of the slave trade, who built this country, even speaking on ensuring us getting special concessions, because we're a unique group. Our experience is very unique. Reparations, they don't even want to talk about it anymore. They don't talk about nationhood. So it's like, so what do you want? I mean, in one hand, these voteps, right? They'll bring up how we built this country. We built America. We built it. Then on the other hand, when you bring up, well, let's get together and demand reparations. Oh, you'll never get it. You'll never get it. Let's focus on a Black agenda. Oh, it can't happen. It can't happen. It never happened. So you want to brag and be proud about how we built this country from scratch, but then you want to throw yourself and put yourself in the same category with every other minority. Makes absolutely no sense. But that's what we're dealing with here. And I'm waiting for Kala to come on so we could really go in. So Kala should be joining us here shortly. Shout out to Angie. Shout out to Sarah Mack. Shout out to Medicine. Let everybody get in. Hit the like button as you guys come in as well. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Please forgive me for spitting my gun out. I just left Ike's here in Atlanta. Had me some trophy. They got the best trophy, which is turkey tail, on the planet. Best trophy, best turkey tail on the planet. So just left there. So you guys have to excuse me. I got that itis a little bit as well. Let me hit up Kala real quick. I'm familiar with African ancestry. Very familiar with it. Kala. Yo, let's roll. You ready?
Yeah, let me start my computer.
My bad, because I accidentally prematurely hit the live button, so I'm just here talking. So we're just waiting on you.
Okay, no problem.
All right, everybody, but yeah, I have post-meal-itis a little bit, so I went to Ike's on here in Atlanta, the Atlanta area. Yeah, I mean the hotel, the Bushman, that's the sexiest hotel I've ever been to, by far. Black owned, African inspired. All the art is African. It's just a lot of our people. We have this idea that as you can't. You have to sacrifice your Africanity for modernity to be modern, and it's such a backwards way of thinking. Such a backwards way of thinking. So, they were able to prove that you can have something that's modern and sexy and not sacrifice your Africanity. And some of our people are so brainwashed. It's to the point where, like, if you guys noticed in the hotel, they had all the African masks. Shout out to Richard Victor Dixon. Appreciate the super chat. John Lou's doing good. He's doing good. His health is getting better. But you have some people, some of our Africans, brothers and sisters, are so brainwashed that they will tell you that all the masks are possessed by evil spirits. And it's just like, this is why. Why? Okay, if all the masks are possessed with evil spirits, why when white people came and they looted and stole the mask and put them in their museums, why haven't the museums burnt down? Why haven't they been cursed? So we're so superstitious, Black people, when it comes to our own spirituality and to our own art, that now we're substituting, Benin statues with naked pictures, naked statues of David. You got this Greek statue of naked as David. Nobody wants that when you got your own Benin statues. And I always tell the story of the Benin statues. When Europeans came to Benin City, they saw the statues. They said, no way these statues were made by Black hands. These came from aliens. No way. Shout out to Monday. My Igbo brother, Monday. So when the Europeans came to Benin City and saw these Benin statues, because they just thought Africans were just so uh, non-advanced. We had no ingenuity. They lied and said that it was aliens who built or made or constructed the statues, but it was us. But instead of finding value in our own art, we find more value in Greek and Roman and European art in sculptures. Yeah, they said aliens built it. They said aliens were the ones making the who who constructed the statues. Then finally, they gave us the credit. That's why I just don't understand why a lot of us don't find value in our own art and religion and spirituality. Well, not religion, but spirituality, but same difference, if you know what I mean. Come on, Kala. Kala got that old ass 1998 Windows computer. So he said he's waiting for it to boot up. Yeah, they knew it. They knew we built them, but they just didn't want to give us credit for it. Because again, they thought we were backwards. And then when it was revealed that we did build it, they steal everything, and then they don't want to return it. Then they brainwash us to think that there's no value in it and that it's cursed. And they gave us the white Jesusism instead. So they gave us the white Jesusism. So they took our spirituality, masks, Benin statues, put it in museums, and gave us white Jesusism. And till this day, and Islam, you gotta throw that in there too. To this day, we find more value in non-African religions than we do our own spirituality and systems, which is sick. Which is sick. Yeah, it's just jealousy. That's all it is. It's just jealousy. It's just jealousy. But peace to everybody in the chat room. Thank you for joining. Colin should be on here any second now. Like I said, Colin got that 1998 1996 PC. So with AOL dial up. So it takes about 30 minutes for him to boot it up. Takes about 30 minutes to boot it up. Oh, let me call him again. Let me call him again. Dionysus, I respect the fact that you visited show West Africa, where our ancestors come from, instead of Kemet for 5 years straight. Exactly. Okay, here we go, Colin. Here we go. Colin, I was telling everybody, you must got that 1998 Windows PC, the first one.
I tell you what the problem is. I remember back in the days, they said, okay, in 10 years, you're going to be able to zip around the internet and you'll be able to do all this. And I'm still waiting for that shit, you know? He said, oh, yeah, 10 years from now, the internet's going to be so fast, you'll be able to go around the internet. You could do whatever you want to do and all stuff like that. You just wait. That was 1999, you know?
Right.
It's after, oh, I couldn't wait. Oh, man, I can't wait till it gets fast. Still the same thing. The only thing good now is you don't have to have that dial-up. Remember that dial-up? Do you remember the
dial-up? Yeah, I told him you had dial-up too, that AOL dial-up.
And then you try to get all the free cards and whatnot. You know, so you got like 1,000 little free little minute things to dial up and everything, and then you try to hack into somebody else's computer to get on the internet them days and everything before they offered like Verizon and everything.
Right.
It was a mess back then. All right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna allow you to go ahead and spit that fire, Colin. So why are black politicians afraid to discuss black nationhood? The 800-pound gorilla in the room. You know, Colin, let me tell you how I preface it. I mean, dealing with these voteps, as I call them. Right. You know, we built this country. You know, we built this country from scratch. We free labor, descendants of the slave. We built this country. But then whenever you bring up us having any time, it's to the point now we're so self-defeated as a people that whenever you bring up any type of concession, specifically earmarked for descendants of the slave trade, black people who built this country, oh, we can't get that. Reparations, oh, it's never gonna happen.
No, anything. Affirmative action, what it was.
Right.
Somebody holding up an ice cream and say you can get a lick. No, not even a lick. Just a look and maybe a sniff, you know?
Right.
Because the whole thing is this. You gotta understand something. If you're not in a position of power or strength, right? You know, the Chinese people have something to back up their claim to America. They have China. Chinese are instrumental in forging relationships between the United States and China. Don't let people fool you thinking they're completely assimilated into America. Nobody's completely assimilated into America. You'd be stupid. Right. Nobody cuts off their roots and everything. And then when I say stuff like this, people always say, I'm going to go to Africa to discover my roots. Look, oh, Lord. See, it gets frustrating when I deal with our people. You love our people, man. We're so damn ignorant. Look, people, your roots and who you are is like I said this years ago, is your business. The black man does not have principle. He does not have business. You know what I'm saying? When people say they're going to bring their culture or reserve their culture and everything, it's for business reasons. They have ties to their homeland. They have ties to the governments in their homeland. They got their own international networks of business and everything that the United States and whoever it is can plug into. Why do you think when you go to any one of these communities, why is it the Indians, people who are coming from third world conditions, are elevated above black people? Why they can move into Arabs and everything, come from third country to live in neighborhoods that you can't live into?
Colin, and it's to the point now that black people are content with that.
Yeah, because we're defeated. We don't know any better. You know, we were not taught. Every time when we say we want something, right? somebody always pulls out the civil rights book, the civil rights manual. They're still trotting out John Lewis. I didn't know he was still alive. They're still trotting out John Lewis and all these other people, civil rights and everything, you know. And I'm not trying to be funny, but they pull out all these old dinosaurs and like, what did John Lewis want? We're fighting against segregate integration. Look, the majority of black people are like, we wanted neighborhoods, we wanted businesses, we wanted to be part of a pluralistic society. John Lewis is still talking about black and white. Perfect example of what I'm talking about. In Alabama, I don't know how you know about the situation in Alabama, right? Remember, I don't know if we discussed this or not. Remember that, like, there's one part of, I forgot what's Birmingham. I think it's Birmingham. Like, don't quote me on one of those cities, right? The white community is trying to break away from the black majority city. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to break away, right? And they will form their own like upper class enclave school, have everything like they want. They don't want to deal with the majority black population anymore. You know. Now the black population, I'm just shocked, hurt, upset. The black population, they pull out this old civil rights dude like, hey, I marched with Dr. King, blah blah blah. He's still around, you know. Somebody that should be retired somewhere and saying told to shut the hell up. He's still out there talking about, well, I marched with Dr. King, I did this and I did that. He goes, the problem is we can't let whites go off by themselves. Mm-hmm. You know, if it's in other words, basically, if whites form their own area, which they're the majority, and they have the right to do, they want their kids to be forcibly integrated into that white school to achieve a racial balance. Nothing about building the black schools, improving the black. They say, "Well, look at our school. I saw the black school. The school wasn't even that bad. Okay, you need some repairs and everything. Why not get the money to repair the black schools, hire black teachers and everything? No. We have to have it mixed because black people are going to miss out on something if they're not around whites." You know, so what you're saying basically, Dinas, is black people are not equal to whites. You know, other people don't feel like they're missing out on anything. They feel like they're bringing something to the table. We're dealing with the majority culture in America. The Chinese have something to offer. The Arabs have something to offer. The Indians have something to offer. The Pakistani, the black people, we're the only group of people that feel that if we're not under white people, if we're not getting exactly what they get, if our schools and everything we do is not connected to them, our survival is in peril. When other people come here as a sovereign, independent entity, and they get more respect. Whereas a black man, you know, he's completely at the mercy and the tutelage of the white majority, and that's the problem we have right now. And then look at our communities. We have abandoned. Is it the Arabs' fault that we abandoned, the white people's fault that we abandoned traditional black neighborhoods over the last 40 years? We've been trying to move out of them, and the communities went down and everything instead of improving them. Well, you go back to the same white communities and everything. I know about the South, right? White people are still there. There's still white communities that have been there. I say, okay, did you move to Philly? No. My grandfather was here. I was here. I'm here. And they're still in the same community where black people will bounce from Philly to Atlanta to New York to LA and everything like that. And white people must settle down and everything. They're not going anyplace. You know? So it's just a sad situation. Now, when you start talking about building bridges overseas and national, all the stuff we talk about nationalism, which could be and it will be an option for black people in America, the mainstream media and the black culture doesn't want to talk about it. Why? Because it's simple. It doesn't fit the narrative. The narrative is black people in America have to always be trying to assimilate, associate with white people. And white people have to play the game of, okay, we're trying to, we'll let you in, but we won't let you in. You know, it's like a Batman Joker situation. They play, then one white guy comes in, good cop, bad cop. You know, they come in, okay, we want you to integrate. Then those guys over there, you vote for us. He's trying to keep you out. So it's all us trying to be integrated with America, and people don't understand. Well, as liberal conservative, somebody else is controlling the fate of your community. Why? Because you bought into the idea that you have to assimilate or integrate into the majority white culture, culture. And then it goes like this: if you're talking about integrating into the majority of our white culture, what's going to happen ultimately, if people don't understand this, is the black families are evaporating. The black families are back. There's no reason. If you tell people all the time, you tell a black woman, you don't need to get married. He'll say, we're going to give you welfare. You tell black girls it's okay. And every Disney movie, everything like that, what they see is Prince Charming's a little white boy and everything. And what you have is, I'm going to say something very controversial.
Go ahead.
A lot of people are not going to like what I want to say.
Go ahead.
There's a movie out about some black woman with magical powers. She's healing a white guy. And I'm saying to myself, there's an epidemic of these type of movies where you have a black woman and she's always in the sexual desire of the black woman is a white male. The desire of a black male. Now, I don't think the people who back in the days, that's what we bargained for. Did we bargain? Did we integrate? Was Malcolm X right? Was the Ku Klux Klan right? That integration was all about bringing black people together for race based.
Right.
Or was it a legitimate attempt to build blacks and whites together?
No.
And my whole thing is this: how do you talk when you see the dysfunction in Black America? 80% of the dysfunction in Black America has to do with the failed relationship between black men and black women and raising our kids. And building communities, building businesses, building long-term strategies for development and stuff like that. But the whole thing is, we tell people that when we had our own communities, we did those things. We communed together. We were in the same vicinity. Everybody was a mentor. Everybody was someone's coach. Everyone was someone's keeper. That's where everybody was somebody's keeper. But and I noticed something when I moved here in Virginia, right? I noticed that in the areas where you have black people that live in the suburbs, there seems to be more gang violence. It is more violence among black people than there is even in the poor communities. I don't know if anybody ever noticed that.
No, it's definitely in the poor communities. My honest.
Yeah, it's poor communities. But I'm seeing. But what I'm saying is, why would you see gang violence and stuff like that in black areas where it's majority white? Why would you see that? Why would you see groups of black people jumping and harm each other, completely disunified among each other in predominantly white communities? And I saw that when I came here. I said, well, the reason why is because these black people have no reason to be together. They're not going to the same church. They're not going to the same social clubs, and their parents don't know each other. And so they all came out in the suburbs here, and all they know is through themselves is through rap music and stuff like that. And that's what you have. This is why movements like this one, the VAIO, the Search for Huru, and also like that, where people are having a conscience about themselves, that preempts that we can basically see ourselves. But I don't know how all I'm seeing, and you see the videos, people, the violence that we see in our communities right now, the black on black violence, just the pure hatred and stuff like that. It wasn't like that generations ago. When we don't have nobody, we don't have men in our community that we could talk our problems out, or somebody in the community that'll come and say, wait a minute, why would you? What's going on here? Let's have a meeting. Let's talk about this thing. Let's resolve this. Let's get together. Let's have a block party. Let's do this. All those things was called socialization. Socialization and cultural socialization is important for a group of people. So this gets back to what you're talking about with the VOTEP. If people are not socialized together, if we're not communing together, we're not talking together, we're not living together and everything, how can you tell somebody to vote together? Voting comes when you have your social and your cultural and everything that you have all tied together. You know who you are, you know what you want, you have a common group of concerns and stuff like that. And so therefore your politics, and you have a common economic base. And then your politics is, hey, look, this is what we have in common. The Chinese community, they're pretty much unified in certain things. They may be divided. Some Chinese believe Taiwan should be an independent nation.
Right.
Some Chinese believe that mainland China has sovereignty over Taiwan, right? The United States government will basically gauge the Chinese community to see, well, geez, which way we're going to go. Why? Because that's a general consensus in talking. Can anybody tell me what unifying thing or theme in Black America that we all agree on or we all discussing?
The browning of America. The browning of America. 2040 is
yeah.
we're gonna outnumber white folks, and the price of collard greens is gonna go down.
Yeah, we gotta wait for 2043 when the majority of Black people. Mute me. Yeah, mute guys.
Okay, hold on.
Mecca.
Hold on.
2043, according to Roland Martin, there'll be a majority Black people of color, and we got to prepare for that day. Prepared to do what? You know, exactly what we're going to be prepared to do on that glorious day of 2043. We're going to walk hand in hand with Mexicans and all these other people. And you ever notice that the people on the left, right? I listen to Young Turks, and I listen to that AJ's video blog thing.
Yeah.
And so you know what I'm talking about, right? And these people fundamentally don't like America. They think America's racist, blah, 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 blah. Well, notice something. These are people that look like they come from white, Arab or whatever immigrant background, Mexican, whatever like that. They don't like the fact that white America is still a white patriarchal culture. Okay, that's what it is, right? So they'll use Black people's struggle and everything like that to make their case, blah blah blah. But and all you silly Negroes who they know that who to put these little cute little Arab or Pakistani girls up there, and you're thinking, oh, we got allies, we got friends, and all kind of stuff like that, you know. And you understand something, just like the whole so-called dear white people movement, you know. These same chicks, you know what I'm saying, as much as they talk about white guys and everything, who do you think they're friggin' going to bed with every night? You know? You know? They're going to bed with the same white guys that they convince you that they're trying to fight. You know? The same ones that talk about Donald Trump. They're down there in the club and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? They're same freaking little white boys. It's all of them. But you're supposed to be stupid enough to believe that you got allies, you got friends, and this is all one big left wing hurrah that we're all fighting on this together. It's a lot of bullshit. Somebody says, how do Asian American respond to African and present day America for all racial by police? First of all, Asian Americans don't. Do you know any cases where Asian Americans go through abuse by police, Dinus?
No, absolutely not. No.
And I don't see Asian Americans going through what we go through with police. The police thing in Black America has to do with race. It has to do with Black people. It has nothing to do with no Asians or people of color. The people who are suffering from police abuse in America are Black people. People who are humiliated by the police are Black people. People who are unlawfully arrested and detained most often are Black people, particularly Black men. You know, so that's our problem. You know, so the whole thing is that's our issue. Let us handle our issue our way. I'm sick of tired of people jumping on the bandwagon to with our cause, our themes, and our problems just so they can boost themselves up. I don't know what the end game for Asian community is. To me, the end game for Asians and other people is to be accepted by white people. That's what I see. You know, they want to be the yellow skinned white people and create this country. Do you? And I'm going to tell you something. All these people who think that's going to be like that. Let me say, white males in this country, as bumbling as stupid as you may think they are not going to hand over this country to you and all your people and change the narrative of America. You know, they are not just going to hand you over this country without a fight. The alt right, these far right wing groups are for real. And the only thing these far right wing groups have to realize is that you stay the hell away from us, black people. I don't give a damn what you do. Stay out of our face, because it seems that we're the ones that don't really give a shit and have the least to gain by trying to take over America. But we're always a target, right? Why? Because we're easy. That's another thing. Why are we always so easy of a target for everybody for their bullshit? Why people do not fear us the way they respect us? I don't understand it. We got these so-called militant black people out there and everything like that, or militant, call them bad. How come nobody ever crack some bats over the heads of some of these alt-right and these skinheads and stuff like that? I don't understand it. Good.
You know what, Carla? You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
I've never heard a politician on the left, Democratic politicians, speak on how they're going to end white supremacy and put their foot on the neck of white supremacy. I've never heard it. Not even black politicians, which is odd.
Yeah. The thing is, when we talk about white supremacy, America is a. This is how I see it and I observe it. America fundamentally is a white country. Everybody comes over here to be white. Black people in America are white people with black skin. The nearer you are to the white man, and everything we do, we're black Anglo-Saxons, we're Chinese Anglo-Saxons. You know what I'm saying? We're Puerto Rican Anglo-Saxons, we're Arab Anglo-Saxons, we're all these things. We're Anglo-Saxons, we're white Anglo-Saxons, basically living in America. But the thing is, we know deep down in our heart that we're not white, and we're reminded when we see the white guy comes up there and he calls you a nigger or chink and everything, that reality sets in that, dang, I've been living a lie. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, I've been living a lie. I thought we were all Americans, and also when you say I'm an American, what you're basically saying is, and I'm gonna say to my pro-American brothers and sisters, right? If you say you're an American, right? Okay, look, I'm not gonna be here to bash your patriotism, whatever like that you're gonna do. But there's something that comes along with that. Okay, America, Mount Rushmore. They built a monument of 4 presidents on the sacred ground to mock the Indians or sitting, what was it, Wounded Knee, and put the white man's face on a sacred rock. You own that now. You own that now. The United States was the only country in the world that dropped 2 atomic bombs on civilians in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. You own that now. The United States was a country that said that made chattel slavery into law. Was chattel slavery based on color and race was once the law of the land. The United States was a country that created its initial wealth through the slave trade, and through the forced labor of Africans. And those same Africans were never compensated, never paid reparations, and were never given full equality as human beings in this land. The United States was the same country that took land from Native Americans, gave them smallpox blankets, and wiped populations out, and created genocide campaigns of just mass extermination. That's what you're saying. Now, I understand that everybody wants a country. You're born here, you want to change America, you want to like that. You say it like that. But the whole thing is this. If you believe that, that's beautiful on you. But at the same time, there's some of us who just basically says America is what it is. We're going to basically do what we want to do, and we want a land, a nation of our own. Now, if you want to go on with this long, dragged out fight, talking about you're going to change America and America's going to change, and the ultimate symbol of America right now is the presidency of Donald J. Trump, which you hate because you really thought America was going to be Barack Obama. That's what it really is. America was this multiracial, non-sexual identity. And what gets me is this. there's an American popular culture, there's American culture in this country, right? And I've been talking to a lot of people. America, do you know they say in the next few years, 75 million Americans, people living in this country will be immigrants? That's a lot. That's changing the whole demographics of America, the culture. You got all these people coming here with all these different cultures and everything like that. And American culture developed as an industrialized people, industrialized culture and everything. You got people coming over here wanting to impose or change things and everything. And we see this in Black America, the blowout in Black America, whatever. Even this tension even among the Mexicans who've been here for generations, right, called Chicanos, and the newly Mexican immigrants. You know, that's one of the biggest tensions. You know, saying, wait a minute here, you can't.
Have you been following the Migrant Caravan from?
Yeah, I've been following. The Mexicans,
so they're in Mexico now, and like the Mexicans are like, y'all gotta get the fuck out of here and go back to where you came from. You're not coming through our shit.
Yeah, the Mexicans are like, well, what the hell's going on here? You know, and the whole about this migrant thing is they want to be able to say, okay, you're racist. Well, wait a minute here. I understand the whole history of the United States meddling in Honduras. I'm gonna talk about that. Meddling in Honduras. Okay, we understand that, right? But how are you gonna come and just break down, go to a country, break down, and you're just gonna come into a country and demand all these rights and privileges and everything? If that happens, you're gonna have millions of people from around the third world. You got people from the Caribbean, Africa, and all these other people say if they could do it, I could claim asylum too and start flooding in this country. The people that want that to happen, right? The left wing people want know that these people vote Democrat. Let me tell you something right now, right? The Democratic Party, right? Let's say black people start voting Republican. If you think voter suppression is bad now with the Republicans, you ain't seen nothing. You know what I'm saying? When it seems like the Democrats might lose the black vote, you ain't seen voter suppression yet. The whole idea is the Democrats are people in power. Nancy Pelosi, this is about power. I haven't said this. I want to talk to on the last time I was on the air, right? I was thinking about this a whole month, right? This is all about power. Power. And it's something I really didn't really think about. And it just dawned on me. And because of social media, right? Anyone with an Instagram or Twitter account, right? That get likes and everything, it goes to their heads. They get a political rally, or they get somebody they get a hashtag going, and everything like that, or they get a viral video, it goes to their head. Look at this girl that just won the Democratic Congress and came out of nowhere, run the Democratic Congress woman, Cortez, whatever her name is, came out of nowhere with a hashtag.
The socialists, the so-called
socialists, you know what I'm saying? Saying stupid stuff that's never going to happen. You're never going to have Medicare for all. You're never going to have all this stuff you're talking about. You're never going to freaking talk about climate change. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. You're 28, 29 years old. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. But it's about power. When people think about power, everyone thinks, what do you think of? You think of a white man with gray hair, right? But there are people now, you can see you're freaking old. You see, it's all about power. Let me talk about something, folks. Hey, my camera go away. The number of incidents, right, involving elderly or older white women calling people niggas. You see the incidents, right? And getting the barbecue Becky and all kinds of stupid shit like that. This is about power. Now, unattractive, overweight white women are the newest power grab in America. Everybody wants power. We were stupid to think that that the internet would not affect people. People want power. People want power. If they can't have power, they will destroy the system that doesn't give them power. That's what this is all about with Donald Trump and everything like that. The left wing in America wants power. The LGBTQ people, they want power. They're a power body. It's not even about gay rights or anything. It's about power. It's about they got their numbers together and everything. They got their crew. They got their clique, their gang, their mob, whatever, and they want power. They love sitting on there in their little thing. We live in a world where people don't produce anything anymore. You can make a living off of YouTube, or you can make a living off of stuff like that, and all you do is go around and being destructive with your words and your tone, and you want power. You want to be invited on CNN for a spot. It gives you an upliftment. People writing about you, people talking about you. You can influence elections and everything. Look at the freaking Congress right now. All these people that got elected, everything. How do they get elected? Through hashtags and everything. Don't they go into Congress with an idea that they're gonna try to appease Donald Trump and all kind of nonsense and everything? Don't talk about they're gonna hand him another victory in 2020. Why? Because after it all fizzles, you know what I'm saying, after when people come down off this high, when people come down off this hype, they're gonna start seeing things where, and Black America is the first group of people who start to see all this. We don't show up to vote because we're not buying the hype. What part of that don't you understand? Black and Diners, tell me if I'm wrong, crazy. Everybody, I just proved that everybody is about power.
Right.
But the one group of people,
but it's just
the one group of people that is expected not to ever have power is Black people.
And the thing about it, Kala, we're so self-defeated that we're content with okay, instead of jockeying for position under white supremacy, now we want to jockey for position under Spanish-speaking supremacy. Now we want to jockey for position under LGBTQ supremacy.
Yeah.
Now we want all these fringe groups, we now want to jockey for position under.
I had an argument with my boy Shakim's post, right? And he was praising the new prison reform to Donald Trump. And then this one guy was going in on him and me, right? And he said, "Well, you shouldn't do this." And then I looked at the guy's profile as a white guy, obviously probably a gay white male, whatever. Oh, Donald Trump's a racist. I'm going so sick and tired of hearing about Donald Trump's a racist. If he's going to pass a thing where he's going to give prisoners a second chance, that would do a whole lot to reduce crime and recidivism in the community. That's like 30% of the problem in the city right there. Can you imagine giving brothers like that a second chance with good jobs where they can make $60K a year, get a skill, a trade, and earn $60K a year and everything? Couldn't they become breadwinners to a whole generation of Black people and everything like that? And crime and recidivism will go down? Well, Carl, I thought you were a nationalist. Yeah, I'm a nationalist. But until then, I need stable Black communities. Until then, we need jobs. Until then, we need opportunity. Until then, we need other stuff. Now, I'm not saying that's the be-all, end-all. That's just one thing. So let's give the president credit for doing that. And then not only that, what they say, like 50-something Democrats voted against it, and all the members of the Congressional Black Caucus are voting against it. Why? Because they don't want to give Donald John Trump a victory. You know? That's what this is all about. And the people saying this, oh, you're a Republican. No, I'm not. I'm not any of these parties. I'm just telling you, if you are serious about power, you have to first have principles. What do you stand for? What is your principles? I know I'm a nationalist and everything, but the bottom line is if you want to work within the system, you got to ask for something tangible and concrete. If you're not asking for anything tangible and concrete, then you're not going to get anything. This was something tangible. Hey, Dennis, am I losing my mind? Am I going crazy? What? You're muted.
No, you're not at all.
You know, something tangible came out of this. I don't sit there and go by the vague and abstract. Something tangible came out of it. Prison reform is something tangible, something people talk about for a long time. We have to do something or have a program for prisoners when they get out of jail. You can't just send them out to the damn same thing, so they're going to get back in trouble again. So if something tangible came out of this, let's talk about this. Inquiry, Mr. Jens, why African American liquid African nations more respect for this. Read that off to me, Dinus. Gina Katembo, whatever. My eyes.
Inquire. Shout out to New Beginnings. Hold on. You wanna hop on? I think that's is that hold on. Inquire. Mr. Genesis, how and why will African American linkage with an African nation garner more respect for the group? Please give some examples and scenarios.
It's very simple. First of all, what we need basically is African Americans. This is basically something in your mind. I'm gonna say it because, like I said, it's irreversible. I've been taking baby steps with this. I've been giving you like little bottle feeds and feed you a little this. But the ultimate goal is Black America at this point in time, since there's nothing left on the table in America. There's nothing left. I'm missing something. Black people in America, and particularly African Americans, are the leaders of the Black diaspora. We're the leaders. Our culture and everything. We're the leaders of the African race community outside of Africa. We're the most powerful group, influential group. That's why we have the most colleges. We have the most educated people. We have the highest standard of living. We have the highest expectations. We have generations of wealth and generations of living in the industrialized world. And we have the only group of Black people that have a well documented history, almanac and encyclopedia. So therefore, we are a people with a track record and a roadmap for independence. Black people in America, African Americans, right, need a state of their own on the African continent as a logistics, a base of operations, political, social, cultural base to engage the African continent from a position of strength. Now, those who are opposed to that, can you tell me why the United States now has at least 300 operations on the continent operating right now? The Chinese are building military installations. Russia is in the Central African Republic. In fact, the French have told Russia to get out of the CAR because that's their property. Now think about that. We're walking around telling African Americans how independent Africa is and everything, but yet the president of Ghana is strengthening his colonial ties with England and France. Africa is going backwards. So therefore, what we're saying is this: we cannot rely on African countries for on the global stage because they compromise with former colonial ties and former colonial logistics and infrastructure and political diplomatic channels. That's not going to go anyway because most Africans really believe that if you really think about it, most Africans think that the French are more powerful than Black America, which is a mistake. The only thing Black America is not is organized. If we were organized as a nation, we'd be more powerful than any country in Europe. But the thing is, we have 45 million people in America. How do you have 45 million people in America that generate 1.5 going on $2 trillion a year if the economy keeps growing? The number of Black people owning businesses and the income generation of Black America is going to be at $2 trillion within a decade. How do you have that all that goes right back into the American economy with no subsidies and everything, and you have 45 million people with no political power? Tell me we're not a modern day slave culture. We generate money for America, right? Because other people take their money and they take it back out. The Mexicans send 30, $40 billion to Mexico every year out of the U.S. economy. None of our money that we generate leaves the U.S. economy. So how the hell do we call ourselves a free people? We are not a free people. They say, well, Carla, if we just be quiet, if white people knew about this is another thing I'm sick and tired of. I'm sick and tired of this idea that if white people knew how much we contribute to, they'll leave us alone appreciate. No, they're not. They'll lose even more respect for us. I didn't understand it until later. Like when you see if you ever see a white person, right, living in the South, right, you would think that when they see like a Chinese person or that person and they're speaking in their own language and everything like that, they're doing their own thing. Oh yeah, he's from China, whatever like that. He's a businessman, whatever. And the kids they're out there. That the white person will have more respect for that person who doesn't bother even speaking English and everything, does his own thing, whatever he has to do, and they're like, oh yeah, they'll use the N word. I've seen this happen. They'll use the N word to to Chinese talking about black people. But you gotta watch out for the niggers around here. Now, this Chinese person doesn't wear the American flag, doesn't call himself an American. He's not a Black Power American. He's not a Chinese Power American. He just speaks. He's just here to make money, and he doesn't give a shit about America or whatever like that. But he is more respected than the so-called Negro who walks around. Particularly when I came here in Virginia, everybody walks around here with a Navy ship cap, Navy thing, Marines, Navy, what ship they're on, and all kind of stuff like that. They all basically get no respect from the white man. You know, you're just another nigga with an American flag and in the military. You know, so I could never understand why black people think that because you live in America, because you pay taxes, because you're the first one to fight and join the military and run off overseas like a fool and everything like that, that you're going to be respected. It doesn't work like that. You are respected when you have something of your own. The more that the black people in America build in Africa and they have something that white people can't touch or reach, the more we'll get respect. And I hope that answers the question. Do you think that answers the question, Dinus?
You did. Let's see what we got in the chat room. Let's see what we got. Shout out to New Beginnings for the super chat. Africa. Okay, if Africa is going backwards, how are we going to get out of our own state? In what country? You want to address that, Colin?
Okay. First of all, it's my whole thing is this. You know, I'm not going to single out any country. But like I said, hold up, Dennis.
All right, man.
Guys, let's get these likes up. Let's get these likes up. Make sure you hit that like button as you come in the chat room. Again, topic is why are black politicians afraid to discuss Black Nationhood?
Yeah. Which we go. Like I said, I'm not basically talking about any 1%, but I think that what we need is a black African infrastructure. You know, there is no black African infrastructure. You know, when we understand what infrastructure is, we'll understand this. First of all, we have that infrastructure. We have to become united, and also Africans have to see us as part of Africa. And you can't be just all about emotion and dancing and I said music and culture. No, we have to have infrastructure together. You know, we have to have banks together. We have to have trading companies, shipping companies. We have to have logistical companies. We have to have engineering firms. You know, we have to have land development agencies. We have to have all these things together that we're networked. We have to have educational systems, skills training systems together. You know, that we sustain each other. You know, I believe that each country in Africa can have their own ethno state. I believe that, right? But I do believe, and this is very, very careful, and I thought about this today. Very long and hard. I do believe when it comes to the infrastructure and the education and everything like that, and the business and everything, that right there should be Pan-Africanist. In other words, basically, when you go to a business district or a financial district in Ghana, you should see everybody from all over the continent and all over the world there. When you go to Addis Ababa, you should see a Nigerian business firm and you should see a Kenyan business firm doing business together, you know, and everything. Now, the layman, the worker, the layman, always going to be indigenous to the state or whatever like that. But at the top and the people that run stuff, and that's what Asians have, you know? When you go to Asia, you have, how do you think, the only way you become billionaires is by scale. If you have an office of a business office, you open up 10 offices in 10 different cities, you can scale whatever business you have. That's how you become a billionaire. It's mass, it's scale. If you're in Lagos, Nigeria, and you can't open up a branch office in Accra, Ghana, there's something wrong. You understand? I hope I'm answering the question. I believe black people in America should be integrated into a global Pan-African business thing to provide jobs and security and opportunity for the masses. But if you got people out here who call themselves business people, educated, and we can't get along, or you think that that you casting your lot with the British and the French and the Chinese, and I heard our good friend on Facebook said we just want to use the Chinese to industrialize. Do you really think the Chinese is trying to industrialize? The only way you can industrialize is from within. Someone else can't come in your continent and industrialize you. So this is what you have, and we have to look at. Oh, Africa's like, well, we need somebody here. Well, if you reverse the transatlantic slave trade, start having key things of bringing black people from the West with money and investment. I said, somebody just said, let's lay out a plan now. Well, join the BAIO, join the Black African Infrastructure Organization. We have many plans laid out in there. All you have to do is join and get together and network. You know, we've said this 1,000 times. We have a plan written down, everything like that, but there's enough sense of written down. No one's going to act on it. We need to basically have people that are in positions of power to join the BAIO and join us and start building this. We're providing social contact. The social context of anything is the most important thing. Now, granted, we're not connected with any particular African government right now because they got other priorities. They don't see Pan Africanism as a breadwinning option yet, you know, and they see keep doing business as usual. But now Africans are asking us to come home and build everything. But the only reason why they're talking about black, they're not talking about the diaspora. They're talking about Black America. Why? Because Black America has money. They did the crunch the number. They did the number. They're like, wow, there's a lot of money in Black America. Black America has a lot of money to invest, a lot of money to invest in their 401ks, their pension funds. Has billions of dollars that can flow through the continent long term. They can invest in real estate and stuff like that. People see that stuff like that, like, wow. So if we get these people on board, we can like that. But there's no concrete plan of action. It's just come over and invest. There's no plan that coordinated plan to engage us, and it's not engaged us on a serious level, a level I consider serious. You know, it's just sort of matter of factly. And I'm telling you right now, going to the continent can't be done on a whim and matter of fact. We need specifics. Like our good friend in Kenya, he just talks about, oh, just come in. No, it don't work like that. I'm a business person. When somebody talks to me about business, I want to know I cross my T's and dot my I's. I want to know specifics. Give me the details. Give me the dirt. Give me the good, the bad, the ugly. Give me everything. Give me the nuance. Give me everything. Don't tell me, oh, everything's great, stuff like that. What specifically can we engage in? What is my legal status? What can I do to profit? What can we do to protect us? Can we build communities in this country? Can we do this? You know, what is the relationship between the United States? Well, we have to have. We're still U.S. citizens in Africa. That's just reality. We're still U.S. citizens in Africa. So, what is the relationship between that particular country and the United States Embassy? And the U.S. government. So all these things basically, have to be talked about as far as like building in Africa. We can't just say that, and not saying everybody, but saying that basically that should be on the table. On the table, an African portfolio, a global portfolio should be on the table. It should be people. Almost every black person should be able to go into their iPhone and pull up their African investment app and put money on a thing, invest in stocks and bonds and various African thing. We were trying to do that with the African, the Onyx Bank stock exchange. But I need somebody to pick up the ball now and say, that's a good idea. What if we invest? It was an app created to invest in African futures and African commodities and stuff like that. Each African country has a stock exchange. What if we invest in African currencies, African cryptocurrencies? Nobody's putting that together, folks. All I can do is put it out there and everything. I can't do everything. There's people talking about it. I mean, the last show, somebody was talking about, oh, we need to build this one. Well, put it together. Get with the right people. That's another thing. We as black people, when you talk about doing business overseas, you have to have a group. Do we know any, except for Jay Morrison, which is, despite all the issues we have with Jay Morrison, I got to give that young brother credit. You know what I'm saying?
No, I definitely have to. I have to give him credit.
He put together an organization. You know, he has organization. That's not easy putting together a business organization where you have investors and everything like that. Your investment group or your investment army and everything is powerful. If you get to the point where you can raise millions and billions of dollars and everything, investment capital, you on your way. So I'm not gonna. So we may not. Some people they not agree with everything he does, blah blah blah, and the way they came at him, you know, were just ridiculous. The whole idea is, can Black people create investment organizations, crowdfunding, long term, long term. That's another thing Negroes got to get out of. Whatnot. I'm sick of seeing how many Black Wall Street organizations that came and went, Dynasty. You know, over the last 10 years. How many Black Wall Street organizations?
No,
There's a lot of them. They came and they went out of business.
yeah, exactly.
You know, somebody came in, he took the money, blah 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 blah, and I'm just blah 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 blah. Why can't you build relationships? Why? Because you have to be real. What is your ultimate goal? Well, I'm a nationalist, right? Okay. If you're a nationalist, your ultimate goal is nationhood and building businesses and everything. Well, then basically, why don't you get together like-minded people and form your own associations in your local areas and build networks networks nationwide or worldwide, and you guys start doing that on a small scale. It's going to take weekly conference calls. It's going to take Skype calls. It's going to take you guys going out to dinner. It's going to take you guys taking your kids out to the movies together and building relationships. Well, how can you build relationships, right? But every time I look around, Black people always complaining about, well, this nigga said this. You know, this B said this. Nah, I'm just saying, you can't have normal functioning relationship with other Black people without it turning into something unprofessional. A lot of the stuff that's in our reason why we fail is in us. You can have the bottom line is there's no excuse. All the technology. People say, well, we need our own media. You got your own media. You got the internet. Black people are communicating. What's missing is the will, the desire, the determination, and the dedication, and people being serious about what they want to do. We did more 100 years ago when we didn't have internet or telephones than we do now. If you don't love yourself, you don't love your people, you don't love your kind, and accept who and what you are, you're not going to get any place. And so, therefore, like I said, I got to commend Jay Morris. I got to commend him. I got to give him props. He put together an organization. And Diana, am I crazy, or is that a good? Putting together organization?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I mean, he was profound. I mean, you definitely got to congratulate the brother. Because I mean, who else did it?
Nobody. And what gets me is I've said this for a long time. That's doable. You know what I'm saying? That's doable. What he did is doable. Oh no, Black people can't do this. Black people, we're talking about so Black people ain't got no money. Black people ain't got no money. Mama Mulata. Black people ain't got no money.
Folks ain't got no money. Black
$500. We talk about $500
I do the research. I open up the books and I do the research. And see, I tell y'all to super chat me so I can just tell y'all that y'all ain't got no money.
Bottom line, she went up to something and she looked dressed good. She needs to do something with that head in her hair. But she looked good. She's like $1 million when that money is somehow, that breaking ground money is coming in. People talk all that smack, man, but they're living off that PayPal and whatnot. People are so fucking full of shit. Somebody said Yvette Carnell said that Black don't have citizenship in the U.S. because of the inability to access whiteness in this country. All right. It's like, okay, well, first of all, the whole thing is Black people do have citizenship. We have third and fourth class citizenship. Now, it's not a written citizenship. We have third class, but when you basically go to a store, like let me give you an example. I went to a store last night, right? In a predominantly white area. Something. I was like, I had my hoodie on and whatnot. I didn't feel like taking it all. Usually I go there and I try to be a sophisticated businessman, blah blah blah, and I'm just Then I said to myself, why do I gotta live a lie? You know what I'm saying? Not live a lie, but if I got a hoodie on tonight because it's cold, I'm gonna walk inside this store, this Kroger, with my dang hoodie on, right? And right away I just felt this real cold, what are you doing here? And then at first I said, let me hurry up. And I said, wait, what the hell am I hurrying up? My money's green just like theirs are, you know? And so I went there and got my stuff, got my Walter scrape for antioxidants and everything. And I said, what the hell? What the hell do I gotta apologize for being black? You know? Am I accepting my second, third class citizenship? It's almost like yes. Almost like yes. At a certain time of the night, and when I know my area right here, as much as I love my area right here, I know I don't go out until 2 o'clock. I don't care how hungry I am, whatever like that. 2 o'clock in the morning, I'll stay my black ass in the house. I don't go out, whatever like that, blah blah blah, because I know I'm gonna get pulled over. And the last time, I never forget this, I did a radio show for a whole months ago. This was back in God damn, it was back in March. Him and I did. He did a he did a show. I was back in May. Him and I did a show, and I was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm done. We did a 3 hour show. I said, "Damn, I'm hungry." Hold up. I said, maybe I should just go to bed. And sleep it off. I said, "Nah, I'm hungry." So finally, I thought about it. I said, "Damn, I'm gonna go to Wawa and get me a sub. I'm hungry. I have to, I should eat this late at night. I'm gonna get me a sub, right?" Guess what happens?
What happened? What happened? What
I
happened?
get pulled the fuck over by some young freaking Hispanic cop. You know, first of all, he's blows past me, blows past the other guy who was speeding, get me. I was like, "Are you pulling?" I said, "You serious?" I don't give him no lip and everything like that. He's a young kid. When I come to find out, he knows my niece. This particular cop knows my niece. I can't wait to see him at when I go to my niece's house one day. Oh, remember me? You little punk, Anyway, he pulls me over. Oh, your one side of your tail light, not tail light, the license plate light is out. The right side is out. I said, you serious? You pulled me over for that? Yeah, everything. Where you coming from? I said, and I could have said, fuck you. I don't want to tell you where I came from. I said, I'm just coming from Wawa. He goes, there's no Wawa. I said, yeah, there's a Wawa. It's right there. I said, the Wawa. He said, you said Wawa, right? I said, no, that one over there. I saw you sitting at 7-Eleven. I drove right past you. I wasn't sitting at 7-Eleven. I said, yes, you were. They said, I said, you were on the side of the road. Oh, yeah, I was on the side of the road, but I wasn't in 7-Eleven. I said, I didn't say you were inside 7-Eleven. I said, you were by 7-Eleven. He was just trying to trip me up, like, about where you coming from. No, motherfucker, I'm not out here selling drugs, everything. I said, you see my bag of food right here and my drink? I'm going home. I live right here in this condominium complex. Let me get the hell out of here. Okay. Well, you just have a nice night, But the bottom line is that's what you have to go through when you're black. As simple as that. That's second class citizen. Now that's nothing written saying on paper, right? That's a loophole. We always celebrate civil rights and everything like that, but on paper, yeah, you got all these rights. That's even worse than basically when they used to discriminate against us out in the open. Before it was out in the open, you basically couldn't say anything about it. You know, but now second class citizenship. You get pulled over, you get shot by the police, you get racially profiled. You're second class citizen. You're nobody. You're nobody. And the whole thing is, and you think it's gonna go away. You gotta understand something. How white people are. White people are content, right? As long as you are not a first class citizenship, they're okay. When they hear about police shooting and you're crying and you're bickering, crying, you're in pain, and everything, they'll say same liberals that you think that's on your side. That it tells them that despite everything, I'm safe and secure because we're only human. I'm safe and secure behind this white skin. You know, and when it's like that, there's nothing. The only people you can talk to are people like yourself. So please don't bring these white liberals to me or whatever like that. I don't want to hear anything they have to say. Do you want to hear anything they have to say, Dennis? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely not. And what's crazy, Colin, like I mentioned before, our black politicians are turning into white liberals.
Yeah, they are. That's why I can't listen to them. Kamala Harris gets up and calls ICE the KKK. Does she know the history of the KKK? That you can freaking take something as terrible as the KKK. I had an uncle that was killed by two uncles that was lynched by the Ku Klux Klan, burned alive, in Florida in the 1950s, killed by the Ku Klux Klan. My whole thing is this: if you talk about a terrorist organization like the Ku Klux Klan and compare that with ICE because you want these illegal caravans here so bad that you're gonna and then what gets me is Kamala Harris, first of all, is not so-called African American. You know what I'm saying? She is what? Was she Indian and
Like she's Indian. She's Indian and something else.
Indian and black or
But
something
see,
like that?
she's honorary African American because she pledged AKA. That's what that. That's
Yeah, yeah. And not only that, there was this article, there was this video I put up on Facebook, right, with two light-skinned people. I mean, not like more like two people that were white actually. They were talking about stereotypes of light-skinned people, and everybody's like, "Wait a minute, you can't just put some curls in your head." And the girl was clearly a white girl. So now that you hear the new thing now, where white people are basically fishing on internet, putting tan on and pretending like they're black, and they talk about black social issues. That's a new thing right now. White people are getting off. They picked up on your struggle fetish, and they're getting off on what somebody said she's black. Yeah, I wish I could just boot this person out of here. PJ, she's black. No, she's not black. You know what I'm saying? She's freaking Indian. You know
no.
what I'm saying?
She's. Somebody said Indian Jamaican, but
But that's not good enough. Sorry. You know what I'm saying? Being African American is an exclusive club. That's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? Black America has to become an exclusive club. Not everybody can just get in here. You can't. We made our mistake with Barack Obama. You know what I'm saying? First African American president. You know what I'm saying? We made a mistake with Barack Obama. That was a big mistake. You know, no, you're black African American. You have to have a history with you. You have to have a bloodline with us. You know. So the bottom line is, so somebody said she wished she was black. Yeah, the bottom line is this: the slave ship, you're not included. Whatever. No slave ship, you're not included. Okay. I hope that means that you believe there was a slave ship. Carlo, well, I'm from the Caribbean, St. Croix. That's nice, boy sniper. What I'm saying is this though. That's good. We're all from the islands. We're all Africans or whatever like that. But when you talk about black politics in America, and you're going to represent 45 million black people, and the whole thing, the only thing on your mind is these people coming from Honduras because you want numbers. You want the Democrats to win. It's all about the Democratic Party and power. Let's get back to what I was talking about. It's all about power, and not underestimated the fact that everybody wants power. You know what I'm saying? That fat girl that you dismissive of. Oh yeah, she's cool and everything like that. She wants power. That homeless guy that you gave $1 to, he wants power. And given half a chance, he would take it. Everybody wants power. Everybody wants a thirst for power. Everybody wants respect. It used to be a time when people knew their place. You know what I'm saying? People knew beautiful girls did certain things that unattractive girls couldn't do. Now everybody wants to be beautiful and everything. Everybody wants to do the thing. Well, let's segue into what we're talking about. Jill Scott.
I'm gonna tell you what's going on. Let me tell you what's going on.
Oh, go ahead.
R&B music is so dead now and irrelevant that they just pull out every trick and pony, every trick out of the bag to get people to pay attention. That's what that's about. Because you got what's these Jill Stone or what's her name? Josh
Jill
Stone.
Scott.
No, the white girl.
Angie Stone?
No, the white girl.
Oh, there's Adele. She's good. And that G-Eazy. I listen to so many people. I'm like, dang, I thought I listen to black folks. I'm like, God damn. What the hell happened to black music? They don't want to hear. They don't want to hear our music no more from us. Oh yeah, somebody said Dana Calloway and says, "Boy, Dana Calloway's a buffoon." The bottom line is, black people. Dana Calloway look like he just came from the Congo. You know what I'm saying? You could put a friggin' shield on him. You know what I'm saying, and some more paint on him, and he could pass for a brother in the Congo. You know what I'm saying. So the bottom line is, we're Africans. We're black. 99.99% black African. You know, we're not no damn Native American. Somebody call me a Native American, I'll smack you right in the head, in the face. You know, nothing wrong with the Native Americans, but they're just unreliable. You know. So, Dave Calloway. All these people, that's another thing. We have people out here with no accreditation, no anything. They, when people are basically properly educated, right? When you you know how you get educated, folks? You know the fastest way how to get educated? Within 1 year, read 30 books. They say, what books? No, just go to a library, just pick up 30 random books, preferably novels on history or historical novels, romance novels, whatever. 30 of them. Complete 30 of those in a year and a half. Your mind, your brain, that thing that thing that sits on top of your head, you know what I'm saying? Your brain will start to hurt for a little while. If you start comprehending what you just read and everything like that, certain patterns and algorithms are going to happen. Oh, yeah, and every one of these novels, right? It's said in 1941, Pearl Harbor was bombed. So I guess since none of these novelists, none of these writers knew each other, I guess I would pretty much assume to say that Pearl Harbor happened in 1941. You know, but the people who don't read will tell you, prove to me that the slave ships existed. Right. Now, if you read hundreds of books
and
stations.
None of that, Colin. None of that. Not even that. Ask them, how did white people get here? Where are all the ships that brought white people over here?
No, they can't say white people came on spaceships. You know, they'll say, "Well, how did white people get here?" I don't know. How did millions of white people get here? I don't know. So white people didn't come here from Europe. I don't know. But the black people were already here when white people came. So you can't show me none of the ships that the white people had either. But when you don't read and you don't want to be educated, and you think YouTube videos and Facebook memes mean you're educated, you'll fall for this stuff. Anyone who believes that they are Native American and you're black, you're an illiterate. The Olmecs were not black. That's another myth that what you call a Smyrna had to retract. There's no DNA. There was no DNA. You can't show me where the Olmecs. I want to know this person. Show me where the Olmecs actually lived. Show me their cities. Who were their kings? Name me one Olmec king. The Olmecs were the descendants of the Mayans and the Incas that you see right now. They were not black. They were not Africans. People believe this nonsense because it's been going around the ghetto and through the prison systems and everything to make people feel good about themselves. It's a feel-good bullshit. Feel-good bullshit that black people latch on to make themselves feel better. They didn't have African features. Well, Dinah's dropped off. They did not have African features.
Colin.
Yo.
I had lost you. We're back on now. But I had.
Let me do something. Let me do something. We go on Facebook. I'm gonna put this thing up on the Olmecs. This Olmecs. I'm gonna destroy this right here, right now. Let's see. put something up. I hate my computer. But we'll talk about the Olmecs. I'm so sick of hearing about the Olmecs dynasty.
Uh-huh.
You know, that was so friggin' discredited. Nah, nah. See if I can find this. Yeah. Well, I can't find it. The hell with it. I can't find it. I'll do it some other time. But we gotta do a show on that, you know?
What? On the
The Ivan Van
I mean,
turn.
yeah, but I just
You know what
don't.
I'm saying? He was discredited. He was discredited, and he had to retract a lot of stuff he said, and people are still running with it. You know what I'm saying? They're still running with it. You know what I'm saying? So they're still running with this stuff. It's all about trying to claim America, trying to claim being an American and everything. The Olmecs were not Africans. They were not black people. You know what I'm saying? They were indigenous to the West End. They were Polynesian people. As a matter of fact, one of the same stones of the Olmecs was found in the Easter Islands. Just because somebody has, people say, oh, it's African people. What is African features? If you look at Chinese, they got African broad noses and stuff like that. You go to the Philippines, people have flat noses and stuff like that. That don't mean the Africans. The Amazonian Indians have flat features, flat noses, stuff like that. But look at their lips and everything; they're not black. And most people in the world look like each other. Black people in Africa were taken to America for a specific reason, because our black skin, we could be easily distinguished from the indigenous people of America. We couldn't run away and join the tribe. When they would try to enslave the Indians, the Amazonians, the Brazilians, all those people, they would run away to different tribes or whatever like that. They couldn't really keep them home. When they brought black people over, I'm saying they could easily recapture them. Say, oh, this is a slave where your black skin became. That's what's unforgivable about slavery. Was they made your blackness, our hair, our kinky hair, you know what I'm saying, a mark of slavery. To the point where now that you're on the bottom of a social and racial hierarchy in the West. So everyone thinks they're superior to you because they look less African. And that's what you're participating. You're participating in your own degradation when you keep trying to put this nonsense about Africans and we're all so-called people of color, broad umbrella, people of color. You know what I'm saying? That's people of color. A POC. Those people of color have to get together and see what we're gonna do together. But everybody else is trying to basically think. Somalis are not all Africans. You got black Somalis. Now I accept Somalis in a way because let me tell you something. I know a lot of Ethiopians. You know, the Ethiopians also have Arab white blood and everything like that. They're not true Africans and everything. But the Ethiopians, to tell you the truth, the Somalis, for what I'm seeing, are the most pro-black out of any Africans. But we never talk about that, Dynasty.
But
Why the Ethiopians are so? The Ethiopians I've met, they're so pro-black. I mean, I've worked with Ethiopians. They're like, yeah, you know,
pro-Ethiopian or pro-black?
Pro-black.
Like what?
You know, the ones that grew up here. You know what I'm saying? That were born here. You know, I know a lot of people that they're like, oh yeah, I'm black, whatever like that. And they go and I meet them all the time. And they're like, yeah, I'm black. I'm just light skinned, whatever like that. And then they're so pro black. They're like, yeah, you know, it's black. You know, this everything. Like Iman, remember Madeline Iman? And she was like, yo, real pro black and everything like that. But they're not tribal. They come over here and they're more cosmopolitan. Maybe because of Haile Selassie and the culture of that, you know.
Well, but I don't know because the Ethiopians I run into are pro-Ethiopian.
You probably with those migrants, those recent migrants like the Somalis and everything. Most about the ones who've been here for a while. And you got to come in. I guess you got to come in.
Nah.
I guess you got to come. You got to come over here to Virginia or New York. You know, the Ethiopians that I know, and when they basically, you know, you would not know they're Ethiopian because they just adopted our culture, like, you know, really well, you know. But I don't understand it. In other words, basically, a lot of Ethiopians tell me they have problems with West Africans. They don't get along with Nigerians and Ghanaians and stuff like that. But they have no problem with Black African Americans. You know, that's what they told me. Maybe because Black African Americans, whatever. We don't. Maybe it's a tribal thing, you know. But they more like I said, especially when I worked in the club. I worked in a nightclub, you know, like Ethiopian girls, whatever like that, just like, you know, so like I'd say Eritreans too. You know, I met a lot of Ethiopians, Eritreans, and everything like that. I'm not really into Ethiopians like that, but I was always wondering why were they so pro-black, you know? I mean, militantly pro-black. I got a couple people. Matter of fact, I'm gonna introduce you on Facebook, Diane. I mean, one sister, Queen, I forgot her name. Queen, she's like really pro-black militant, RBG, this and the other thing. I mean, Khalid Muhammad shirt and everything like that. She's Ethiopian. I'm like, damn, like I said, you know, I don't know what it is because Ethiopia got a large Pan-African history. People don't understand that. You have Black people in America, Black soldiers that went over there after World War II during the peace movement and stuff like that. So they have a different.
Yeah, but this is the issue with that, though. It's just, I just hate that we're not given the recognition that we should be given for doing what you just said we did in Ethiopia.
Know why? You want to know why? Because all our recognition gets swallowed up in America. You know, if we start cashing our chips in and on the world stage and everything like that, as long as everything we do is in confined to the borders of America, that's the way it's going to be. Because everybody thinks that we're just going to come. Everybody really has it in their mind that we're just Black Americans and we're just going to be Americans, and that's not the case. And you see now that look what's going on. Black people in America are taking interest in what's going on the continent. Even more so, tell me, look at all the most Black platforms that talk about Africa. Are they Africans or African Americans? They're African Americans. You know, they're African Americans. Most of the YouTube channels and everything that deal with Africa are mostly African Americans for the most part. And people, like I said, we were talking about earlier in the show is why is this ignored by the Black politicians? Do you think if this keeps going on, what do you think the impact of this is going to be when Dr. Mumbai comes and meets with Phil in Houston, Atlanta?
I'm actually going to see Dr. Mumbai here in she's actually in. Dr. Mumbi's actually in Long Beach right now.
Okay. Is there any possible way you could get her to the BAI, or we could get her on a conference call one night?
Yeah, I can reach out to her.
Yeah, let's say get her on a conference call. The whole thing is this: the Black politicians, we just have to write them off as a casualty. The Black political process in America is dead. You know, the Black political process in America is completely dead. You know, your girl Stacey Abrams, she lost. You know.
Yeah, and I'm going back and forth with somebody right now in regards.
What are they saying?
Just as, like I said, Black people in America have been reduced to, and I started the show off with this. We were, you know, when we need to bring up having, you know, Africa or having a nation of our own, immediately I guess the rebuttal we get or the argument is, well, we built this country. We built this country. It's our country. So we go from building this country to Black people shouldn't, these same Black folks who didn't say reparations is a pipe dream, we shouldn't even approach it, to we should vote for Black candidates that don't have a Black agenda. And that
just because they're Black.
Right. And then that we should just all be thrown into the minority gumbo soup.
Minority of the other. You're a non-white heterosexual male. Anybody that's a non-white heterosexual, anybody who's non-white and non-white or non-heterosexual male, we're all one category. That's one voting block. And the thing is, if we're stupid enough to do this, right, the Democrats have power. You know what I'm saying? The Democrats are only thinking about one thing, and that's power, right? And like I said, I thought I knew politics, right? I thought I knew politics, right? I thought I knew. Let me say it again. I thought I knew politics, right? I had no idea the Democratic Party was that vicious. I had no idea. I had no idea that the Democratic Party would go through these lengths. But basically, because I conceded the fact that if Bill Clinton, he had to throw us under the bus and do all that stuff like that to get elected back in '92, right? '92. I understood that. I said, okay, well, we said the other thing. After a while to clear up or whatever like that, nothing happened. Clinton administration, Black America didn't move anything. Now that we became, this was a fallout with Bill Clinton. Black America became apolitical. In other words, basically to survive in America, we had stopped talking about politics altogether. Remember, it was Puff Daddy and Vote or Die or whatever like that in 2004.
Vote
And
or die. Vote or die.
and it wasn't not a black vote. It was a so-called youth and hip hop vote. We got to get the hip hop vote out. Black politics had completely died. And I don't think I said this enough because we got a lot of listeners tonight listen to the show. Black politics after 1988, when they had the convention in Atlanta, you had all these black businesses. This was that was a pinnacle. 1988 was a pinnacle. The end of Reagan era, right? You had all these Black America would be different today had Dukakis won. You had all these black people, men like Maynard Jackson and all these other people, Mike Epstein and all these other people that were basically trying to get real tangible things. Black business loans, black business grants for black colleges, minority set asides, all stuff like that. We came in, we support. That's what we was at. Can you imagine? Yo, look, can you imagine, Dinus? I don't think you probably just a kid at the time. There were black men at the convention. Every magazine covered it. They were talking about top level people who spoke. Where about black enterprise? What do you think Atlanta is the way it is right now? You know what I'm saying? For a while, black people got contracts. Same thing with Pittsburgh. Black owned television. That's why BET came about. You know what I'm saying? Black people wanted more access to broadcasting. All these things they wanted on the table, and Michael, the Democratic establishment, said yes. But guess what? The Republican Party used an old thing called race. You know what I'm saying? First, they used a Willie Horton ad, right? And the caucus poll numbers start going down. Then the fact that black people were in the thing at all, right? This is what I'm talking about. When someone asks second class, third class citizenship, right? We were doing no different than everybody else. We wanted something. We dared to want something out of this election. We had a list of stuff like that. White America and the right wing of this country were in an uproar to the point where they were threatening to overthrow the government, right? If black people got one single crumb. That's what you're at. And because the fear of the right wing, I say this all the time, the fear of the right wing in this country caused the Democratic Party to abandon black issues and try to court these Reagan Democrats and these white blue collar and stuff like that. That's what happened. That's what happened. So after 1988, the whole black agenda, everything like that was off the table. Now, the same black people politicians were still invited, but they could speak, and their whole idea was get the black vote out anyway. And get this, you had 30 years of we have nothing on the table, but get the black vote out anyway. To the point now where all these other fringe groups, right, are in power. The LGBT. Can you imagine something like a transgender activist has power to undermine a sitting president? Transgender issues was a center stage of Barack Obama and his second attorney general. That was that was basically a power a thing. The gay rights and DACA, illegal aliens, all the stuff like this. Black people, the things we wanted was not just economic, was we wanted the office of the civil rights and discrimination to be strengthened. Do you know now? I don't know if you see this. There was an incident that I put on Facebook with his pastor was paying for somebody's drink, right? And he said, "Look," the lady came and said he's stealing a drink, and he said, "No, no, no, I'm paying for that." So anyway, they call the cops, right? And this guy gets kicked. The pastor of a church gets kicked out, of banned from this Pilot. This gas station called Pilot down there in Georgia somewhere, you know. And I was
Pilot. Yeah.
now what's happening now is we're seeing an erosion of basic civil rights, where they can't just say, "Well, you're black, get out," right? They can come into a situation, accuse you of something, and say, "Well, we refuse to serve you. We either refuse to serve you." So they kick, they can just throw you out on the street, you know, at will. So if they don't like your hairstyle, whatever, and there's like the whole thing in Memphis Mall where they're arresting people for wearing the hoodies and stuff like that, you know, and people wearing hoodies and everything, they're arresting them. Or you have a certain hairstyle, they're banning you from school and stuff like that. So you have a eroding of basic civil rights in Black America. You know what I'm saying? They're telling Black women what hairstyles they can wear and stuff like that at work, and or they'll lose their job. So all these basic protections are eroding. So I ask the question: if that's the way it's going right now, and nothing's changing around, what do we have to gain from this whole system? What are we voting for? What are we voting for?
We hold on. Here we go. Here we go. See. Let me do my Roland Martin impersonation. See. What we voting for is the browning of America. See, the browning of America is what we voting for. So one day in the year 2043, see, the majority of the country is going to be a minority, and we all just gonna fall in line, and then the price of collard green sandwich is gonna drop by 50%.
Yeah, and he gets his pork chops and biscuit and gravy dinner from the Democratic machine. So that's basically what we have right now in America. We have a situation where we have nothing to go to the polls for. We have nothing to go to the polls for. And I talked about this all the time. I said, look, people don't like the idea, or people are not. People are now starting to get keen on the idea. What if we talk about a nation state of our own? You know, what if we start talking about that as seriously as an option? Or if Africa wants to engage us, if that's on the table right there, nation state for our people right here in America, that's going to move heaven and earth. Right now, if we don't argue for that, what's going to happen is we're going to be pushed into the abyss of obscurity. Because the bottom line is nobody's taking up the black cause in America. Nobody's taking up the black cause in America. There's no Black America anymore and everything like that. So if we don't basically talk about nation state and nationhood in Africa and building infrastructure, and by us being able to go to and from the continent and beyond and build our own industries and stuff like that and sustain ourselves, we're not doing anything. Other than that, we're just going to die here in America, and the things are going to get worse. And I look at the situation. I put up an article. I said, look, the pain I see on Black people's face when they have to witness, like that brother who got killed by the police. You know, security.
Which? Oh, the brother.
Oh, we lose track. We all know we lose track. Security did the right thing. He wanted to become a police officer. He wanted to help me. He was doing his job. You know, he wanted to become a police officer himself. He wanted to. As soon as they come up on the scene, they shot and killed. Police shot him. They don't even bother taking assessment.
Kyler, what they're saying is they're trying to say that they told him to drop his gun, but it's like he's a security guard, and he didn't drop the gun.
Well, first of all, if they know he's a security guard, whether he dropped his gun or not, what the hell are you gonna shoot him for? You know, would you tell another cop, a police officer, to drop your gun? You know, so it's just ridiculous. You're on a scene. The guy, and I talk about this. All I do is get angrier and angrier and angrier. at these things. Another brother, young brother, dead. Or what? Now, what gets me is this: there was a white man a couple months ago who shot two deputies right there on camera. Right? They took him alive. They said, "Drop your gun." I saw him say, "Drop your gun, drop your gun," and they took him to the ground with the gun in his hand after he killed two of their deputies right there on camera. There was a guy who was taken alive in what was it, North Carolina. He was a Vietnam veteran, whatever. They came. He was. They came with several arrest warrants.
No, that's South Carolina. South Carolina.
South Carolina.
He shot like 7 cops, killed 2 of them. Yeah.
Yeah. And he was taken alive. And so a brother minding his own business in his own apartment, right? Some off-duty police officer, female, comes to his apartment, shoots him, guns him down in cold blood. And you got the Dallas so-called police spokeswoman. You know what that's all about. She got that paycheck. She got that nice paycheck, and she ain't trying to ruin it. And she's basically, well, we gotta get to all the bottom of the investigation and all this kind of stuff like this. It's like I said. The bottom line is this. Yeah, bottom line is it is what it is. It is what it is. Like I said, I don't want to hear anything about building with America and everything. That's over with. It's done. I say anything else. They're like, well, what do we have to let's discuss? There's nothing left to discuss with white people. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? There's nothing left to discuss. There's nothing left to discuss in white America. There's nothing else. The only thing we want to discuss in Black African is nationhood and nation building and everything, and building with our people overseas and stuff like that. And Africans want to get with us and everything. They want to build with us. Fine. But if you think you're going to come to America and live the good life off of us, we didn't even talk about that. Africans want to come here in America, and they want to, instead of joining us in the struggle, they're here just to enjoy themselves and indulge themselves in America. And until it comes time to next year, 7,000 Ghanaians are getting deported, right? 4,000 Liberians are getting deported, right? They're on me like, Colin, man, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Well, didn't you just tell me the whole time that America was this great country and all stuff like that? What are we gonna do? Trump's gonna deport us, sir.
And here's my favorite. See, we came over here. See, we were able to do it. We were successful. What's y'all Black America's problem? Why are you guys always complaining?
What is success? People coming over here getting a job. How is getting a job success?
We worked hard. We worked hard. See, we came over here as immigrants and worked hard. You Black Americans, all you guys do is.
Let me tell you something. Let me debunk that right here. I was talking to this one brother, right? I got a lead to sell some insurance. I called him. He said, "No, I'm still working right now, right?" I go, "We work. I work in the shipyard." Let me tell you something, folks. Well, people don't really know this, right? Or here on the Atlantic seaboard here, right? The shipyard of Norfolk, North Shipco, and stuff like that, the shipbuilding industry in Newport News, Baltimore, the 200 black men have been building in the shipbuilding industry in Baltimore for 200 years. Even during slavery, there were black-owned shipping companies. People don't know that. Shipping and shipbuilding companies during slavery. You know what I'm saying? Free black-owned shipping companies in Norfolk, and I think a lot of them went to Liberia and Sierra Leone. I brought that trade to Liberia too. Shipbuilding, ship repair, ship cleaning, and ship stuff like that is famous here. The shipyard in Norfolk and everything like that, mostly black men go down there to work every day. You go to the shipyard in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, mostly black men go to hard, dangerous work. The shipyard, the engineers, the welders, the everything like that. I don't see no black immigrants there. I don't even see any Mexicans down there. The hardest jobs. And the bottom line is, the black men down there, some of them making now and this one guy said, I've been here for 35 years and whatnot. I'm retired a couple of years. And he said, but he said, he's probably, let me give you an example. Some people say, well, if he's making $25 an hour, that's not good. Because there's a white guy, the white guy's got contracts do other things, right? And then grandfathered in with the Navy and stuff like that. They're making $50 an hour. They got all kinds of bonuses, perks, vacations, investments, and everything like that. When you see a white guy and he got under government contract, he's taken care of. Old boy network. Now the thing is, the black community in Newport News, everything like that, the money that is generated from the black community there goes right back into the white community. You know what I'm saying? I had an Angolan official tell me, he said as he toured the eastern seaboard of the United States, he said, man, if I could have those men, black men, you know, in the shipbuilding and stuff like that, trade, skilled workers and everything, we wouldn't need the Chinese.
Hey, I was gonna say, Colin, what we'll do too, we'll close out in like 10 minutes.
Right. You know, we wouldn't need the Chinese. We wouldn't need the Chinese. We would not need the Chinese if we could get some of those men to build our industrial base and stuff like that. So the opportunity is there, but we just don't have high level meetings between African government officials, African American labor unions, and business people and stuff like that, and also our academic world. Say yes, we need to open and build bridges with the African continent. You know, so if you're interested in that, join the BAIO. And you heard what I had to say tonight. If you agree with what I had to say, join our organization. Let's pitch in and see if we can make these things happen. You know, because it's not happening right here doing nothing in America. So
let me put the link to the BIO in the chat as well. Man, anything else you want to share in closing, brother?
Well,
this is a good show.
Yeah.
This is a good show. This is a good show. I appreciate everybody for joining. This was a great show.
Right. Yeah, we're just talking about just general stuff tonight and everything, telling where we're going and stuff like that. And remember, it's all about right now what you see. Don't get caught up in anybody's power trip. I'm saying, let me say it again. Don't get caught up in anybody's power. Don't be stupid. You know, it's all about power. If someone does not have something tangible to offer you on the table, leave them alone. Because ultimately it's about them, it's about power. You know, CNN is obviously about power. They want to be able to be. CNN is talking about the president of the United States as if they were elected.
All right.
These people, these newsrooms, they sit around, they're so arrogant. They don't even bother trying to hide it anymore. It's all about power. And the bottom line is the fact that black people aren't going out to vote is because we're taking power away from people. You can't use us. You want power, you go out there and do it yourself. But if you want us to come to the table again, Black America, you want to engage Black America again, you better put something on the table. Some of the African Americans have been sold. Yeah, well, they believe they're doing the right thing, but they're just stupid. Actually, the black leaders are Democrats. You know what I'm saying? Elijah Cummings, they're Democrats. You know, the diehard Democrats, and they're with the total Democratic line and whatever the Democratic agenda is. Why? Because the Democratic Party is a machine. I had no idea giving my phone number or email out to these idiots. I had so many robocalls this election. People blowing up my phone. I finally, the one person, make sure you vote today and whatnot. I finally text back and said, "Fuck you! Stop texting me." You know what I'm saying? Election day, I said, "How the fuck did you get my phone number?" It texted me all day. My email was blown up by somebody from the DNC and everything like that. So, oh yeah, make sure you do. You know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do, nothing about what they're gonna vote for, nothing about what their agenda is. Just get out and vote Democrat. The DNC, you know, it's all about power. That's all it is. No trickle down hidden black agenda by private. There's nothing. They don't even bother doing that anymore.
Yeah, they're not even doing the trickle down. And then, like I said, the vote taps are so just content with the trickle down. Well, they are doing something for black folks. Diners, they say have prison reform. Like,
no, actually, it was Trump that did the prison reform.
Have you been to prison before, Colin?
Nope.
I've never been to prison before.
I've never been to prison. So how's that helping us? You know, how's that helping us? You know, I do insurance for a living. I'm in the medical transport business. I would love to have that industry oversight looked up because there's a lot of black people who do that business and everything. I feel they're getting cheated in the medical transportation inventory business that reimburses the government. The bottom line is this: I can't get audience with nobody. Why? Because politics is so thing. It's like so. Wait a minute. Why do I vote? Why do I do this? If you're telling me already that well, it is what it is, and all that. No, every law, every rule can be changed, upgraded, and teetered a little bit. But since you don't want to do that and everything, you don't want to engage me on my issues or whatever I concern and everything like that, and I can get you an audience and everything. So the bottom line, you don't even want to hear what I have to say. All you want me to do is go out there and vote. Well, I got a list of things I think that could be fixed in the state of Virginia. Do you want to hear about them? Of course they don't want to hear about them. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to hear a goddamn thing other than, yeah, how Trump is evil and how we got to get out there and get people out there to vote. They don't want to hear about anything I have to say, and they treat you like that. The judges, prosecutors, police, it's all about a power trip. We got police will knock you upside the head, split your head open and whatnot, and you go to a district attorney, look, I've been wronged and everything. What are you going to do about it? We are the power. You know, people in power are in power because we live in a world where everyone thinks that because they got a college education or they made it or whatever like that, and because they're drowning in student loan debt, that they want a little bit of payback. There's no such thing as, oh, I'm gonna be a humble servant of the people. Not when you got bills to pay and everything like that. You want to flex your muscle. You want to flex your muscle. You want to see. You think you're entitled to something. You think you're entitled to elected office. You think you're entitled to that position up there and everything like that. And it has nothing to do with the people. The arrogance comes out all the time. So that was Stacey Abrams. I just couldn't something I just couldn't shake with her. It's like it was like an arrogance. I'm not in Georgia. I don't know like that. But I just basically said, look, I just felt like this was mine. The governorship of Georgia was mine. Am I missing something, Dinus? You know, Hillary Clinton.
No, it's just they. I mean, this is the thing, and then we'll close out.
Right.
This is the thing. It's like I think a lot of this election day issues is just terrible preparation. Personally, that's just my honest opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like you've been running the campaign for 1 year, and the things that were brought up in regards to issues at these voting booths is something that could have been avoided. Just me personally,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. That's what it is.
But we'll go ahead and close out.
Yeah. Everybody got the link to the BAL. Okay.
In the chat room.
The BAL. Please join us. See where it's time to close ranks, folks. Join a real nationalist movement. They say, we'll get in there, join, and see what you can do. See what your profession is. If you don't have a profession, get one. Get one. I want to see people. I'm gonna keep you dying. I want to see more and more black men being able to tell me what their skills in the trade is. We need more people in the trading profession, skilled workers, and stuff like that. That sort of rise to the top. You're a welder, you're an electrician, you're a plumber, whatever you are, and everything. Be proud of that and be the best what you can be. We need a workforce, labor force, a technician force. That's what we want in the BAO, to create that technician force and everything like that, so we can basically bargain with different countries to build. We want to be able to build anything we want to. We want to have the labor and everything in our home. We want to build this BAIO global infrastructure pipeline of professionals, investors, and everything all together in a pipeline. And we need host countries that's going to facilitate that with us. So that's what we want to do. So, but Thanks for having me on, Dynast. Everything,
man,
I guess we'll go ahead and close out.
Anytime, brother. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you go to search for Huru at Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Facebook. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. If you're new, join the BIO as well. And thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, family. Peace.
Thanks.